welcome back to the channel. It's been a bit. Jeremy's been sick a little bit. If you watched the last videos, you remember that. I went back to back on a couple of viruses. I was got sick with the virus, was down for a week or so, had an allergic reaction to the meds, started getting better, got another virus and had to battle through that. So still a little stuffy, got a little bit of a cough on and off, but other than that I'm feeling way better. So like I said, Jeremy should be here shortly, and then we're gonna get started on this guy again. So this should complete the fuel system. Batteries on, chokes pulled, fuel in the tank, coolant, everything. So you want to do this, and I'll key is on. Don't know if the fuel pump's gonna work yet or not. Honestly, I'm not sure what I got on video and what I didn't tonight. For those of you who work on your own, you know that once you get into it, especially when you run into a problem, you kind of focus on that. And so I'll know better once I go back and edit all this. But if I didn't get good video tonight, I'm sorry. Even when things go wrong, if you discover what the cause is, it's still progress. In our case, it's the fuel pump. Never had any trouble with this fuel pump when I first bought this and drove it. But then, of course, it sat for several years, and inside got kind of rusty in the bottom. We pulled the fuel line off, put our thumb on, our finger on the line, and fired it over. And with that diaphragm pumping, you should feel some suction. And we were getting fuel in the glass bowl, but it's basically at the same height as a fuel tank. The line comes out of the bottom of the fuel tank, but what we think is there's just enough suction to actually pull fuel from the tank into the fuel pump, but not enough to pump it up into the carburetor. So as we poured gas into the carburetor, the engine sounds great. Engine was running good, but it couldn't feed itself. So we started to pull the fuel pump apart and inspect it, and like I said, it's rusty down around the diaphragm. It didn't look good at all. So I'm either going to get a rebuild kit or a new fuel pump and maybe just swap it out with a new one. I'll probably do that, and then later on buy a rebuild kit and rebuild the bad one to have a spare. Like I said, even when something goes wrong, it's progress if you discover the cause. We know what's wrong with the fuel pump. So still stoked. Not gonna lie, it's a little disappointing when the fuel pump didn't work. I didn't know that wasn't gonna work. I thought once we got fuel in the gas tank and the line run to it, Because it's been running off the carb good, I really was hoping that we would have this just sitting here idling and running and tonight, but not the case. But once we get the new fuel pump in, it should be good. We're sitting in pretty good shape still. We missed some time, of course, while we were both sick. Otherwise, I think realistically, we missed almost a month. So we probably could have had this running by now. And I talked to Jeremy about that, and I told him, you know, we missed a month. We probably could have had it running by now. So if we give ourselves one more month, basically the month of March, our goal is the month of March to get this thing running, and by April 1st, be able to drive it under its own power out of the shop. We'll still have all the lighting and wiring to do for lights, 12-volt stuff, but to have it running and driving under its own power, that's the big goal. So hopefully by end of March, March 31st. I'm not going to say April Fool's, April 1st. I'm going to go with March 31st. So we're still plugging away like eating an elephant, right, Bill? One bite at a time.